well, a rabbit. In this chest, there were woodcuts of amazingly beautiful vixens wearing no clothes at all, and something more useful.
Даже стримлю, короче, как я всех рублю.
Pino would betray him. The core was dangerous. Renato had a fleeting idea that the two ideas went together somehow. And then it was gone again. Ah, damn ideas. They never stuck around when you needed them. What's behind door number 2? Wondered how much his tailor was going to charge for all the holes in his clothes. Bloody and exhausted, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing shuffling his favorite deck. Now that he knew what the rabbit was, there were a few things about him that Renato didn't find so amusing anymore. You sent me an urgent message saying that you're in danger. Oh, I am. The ravens are coming. Now, I got a clever plan to kidnap Zenobia. Renato wanted to clap shackles on the rabbit and shout, "You're a traitor, and I'm not falling for it." But if there was one thing Renato was sure of, it was that the core of the Sky River was dangerous mostly to its user. If he could put it in the Emperor's hands, old Isengrim III might blow himself and his fleet up with it. Yes, that was it. Me? A traitor? I'm hurt, said Lapino. Why ever would you say that? We found your code book, said Renato. They hadn't, but he hoped Lapino would blow his cover. You got me, said Lapino. And you know what? I don't regret a thing. It's always about you, isn't it? You're the pretty hero. You get the girl, you get the medal, and what do I get? Rabbit food. I thought you liked rabbit food. Go to hell, said Lapino. And he made a gesture, and 20 ravens came out of nowhere and stabbed Renato to death. He had tried something bold and paid the price for it.
Ублюдок. Крылячий ублюдок.
How had they come to this? They'd been on so many adventures together. Lapino had talked Renato out of prison at least 4 times, and Renato had rescued Lapino from at least 2 lynch mobs.
Так, у меня заклевали вороны, блядь.
Good thing Renato didn't have vertigo.
Ну, в смысле, заклевали, сюжетка провалилась, надо переиграть.
В смысле, ты ж по ключикам шел.
Ну, я выбрал, типа, разоблачить, угрожать ему. Он, типа, угрожал, он раскололся, и тут 20 воронов меня натянули, короче. Сейчас буду нижний выбирать.
But he'd always felt that the rabbit
Кроль,
resented
потом
him.
верхняя, потом
Lupino
нижняя.
was
О.
hilarious because he was so down on himself and everyone else.
Серия.
But behind
Да,
the lines,
жесткая игра вообще.
he wasn't a happy camper. Ooh, was this payback? Or did the Empire have his little white tail in a
Я он
vice?
все уже чара прокачал, вообще тут всех
How
решаю.
could you convince a firewall you're its friend?
Скиллы, камни. Там же типа перчатка Таноса
Я
есть.
поиграл и хватит.
Я уже 22 левел. У меня же даже в девятке полностью прокачан. Скиллов. Все мечи улучшенные. Самые крутые кристаллы.
Все топчик прокатил не очень.
Печально. Компьютер буду я не очень.
Не добегаешь? Сейфа.
У меня тут комба, короче, всех убиваю с одного удара, когда 20 комбо набиваю.
Ravens were landing everywhere from dropships. He'd better get moving.
Первопроходец
If they got to
Берея,
Filipino first,
достижение.
the rabbit would give the Empire all the intelligence
значит?
he'd been stealing from the rebellion, and they'd probably give him a medal. He'd have to be
какой-то
very
достяги летят
careful
вообще.
about how he played Lupino. At the slightest hint of danger, the mad rabbit would take off like a...
Да, неудивительно,
Rabbit.
что там топчик по достягам. Наоборот, топ.
Чё, какие достяги? Я всего 3 раза прошла. Кстати, он уже 6 меня взял. И 7-й раз он сейчас от ворон помер.
А плюс у меня куча карт. Ну как куча, 5 штук вроде.
Коробка.
Игра классная.
Нет, она не короткая.
Что она проходится изи, по-быстрому.
Ты одну историю проходишь, и там же как бы куча...
Смотри, если карты, то ты можешь фейлиться тут, ну не так все легко.
Renata had a fleeting
То есть
idea
пути,
that
которые
two
фейлят.
ideas went
В
together
смысле, там есть
somehow.
пути, которые фейлятся.
And then
Там
it was
все
gone
пути,
again.
блядь, фейлятся.
Ah, damn it.
Не, даже без концовки. Я имею в виду даже без концовки.
3 раза сдохнешь, просто гарантированно. А потом, может быть, ты выиграешь, но это маловероятно. Он например, не смог.
Ты смогла ты?
Нет, я только 3 раза прошла, я же говорю, что нужно 4 гарантированно. Ну, так как минимум 4.
Плюс там еще карты есть. Карты это тупо куча. Ну, короче, тут такое, многоходовочка. Игра многоходовочка. От твои решения зависит концовка. Постоянно. Все, опять я с королем встретился.
Bloody and exhausted, Renato finally reached Lupino. The rabbit was practicing shuffling his favorite deck. Now that he knew what the rabbit was, there were a few things
Кролик,
about
который
him that
играет в
Renato
карты.
didn't find so amusing anymore. You sent me an urgent message saying that you're in danger. Oh, I am. The ravens are coming. Now, I got a clever plan to kidnap Zenobia. Renato wanted to clap
У меня есть
shackles
план,
on the
как
rabbit and shout,
похитить
"You're a
Зенобию",
traitor,
так он
and I'm not
говорит.
falling for it.
Ну да,
But
это
if there was one
первый
thing
слов.
Renato was sure of, it was that the core of
Поехали,
the sky
похитим
Ripper was
Зенобию, потому что
dangerous mostly
тот
to
вариант
its
ему
user.
угрожать
If he could
фейлит.
put it in the Emperor's hands, old Lysengram III might blow himself and his fleet up with it. Yes, that was it. Renato felt like a real hero, brave and smart. He told the rabbit all about the Sky Ripper's God's Eye core. I'll go get the core while you attack Zenobia, he told the rabbit. But wait, I've an even better idea. I'll get the core and you attack Zenobia, said the rabbit. Right, yeah, that
Он
is
сказал,
better.
я добуду ядро, а ты Зенобию похитишь.
Perfect.
А я сказал, да,
To
давай
make
так.
sure the Emperor got the core. Now Renato just needed the Emperor to use the core. If he could only get something that the Emperor wanted very badly. Zenobia. He could save her and bait the Emperor at the same time. Right. Now, all Renato had to do was fight his way through Zenobia's invading troops, sneak onto her ship and into her bedroom, and kidnap her without any of her dozens of guards alerting her. Then, he would rely on her love for him to convince her how evil her father was, so she'd run away with him instead of going back to her father, who was going to blow himself up. It did sound a little risky. But Renato had a feeling it would work out somehow. It always did.
Убедите Зенобию перейти на другую сторону. Слышала, Тайка?
Ну, я ее убедила.
Уже даже с сундуков Анзор ничего не падает для улучшения, потому что у него все по максимуму.
Так, нажал. Масштаб, понятно, выдрот. Все удивительно.
Да изи тут. Это 20 комбай просто вообще с одного удара всех кладут. С одной подачи все убирают. Текущее меча, это типа как РПГ игра даже. Улучшалки всякие, херялки, перчатка Таноса. Гемы туда вставляешь. Кстати, тут были шутки про Илона Маска. Как-то Ил Мускус, типа там знаменитый какой-то ученый. Вот как-то. Тут рофлят много. Подвал.
Пойду купаться.
Who are you looking at? Oh, right. No one.
Пойду.
Глаза ебаные. Мрази. Чё глаза по 50% хп выжигают, Тайка?
Ну,
Чё глаза по 50% хп выжигают?
это не будет легко.
Это жесть. Ну я тут проходил уже, блин, мрази эти глаза.
What was the point of this gate? Did they think no one would notice the lever? Renato was halfway to Zenobia's encampment when Lapino showed up. He was disheveled and distraught. They jumped us. I barely got away. Oh, they got the core. Oh, it was all going according to plan, thought Renato. Now he just needed Zenobia on his side. Yes, that was even better. The Iblis Stone. Zenobia could get it. And then the Emperor would have to pursue them. Wait. No. The gem would corrupt anyone. Even her. That's it, he thought. Even Lapino. Even though Lapino was already a traitor. It would turn him against his secret master, the Emperor. He would try to make himself Emperor. And the Emperor would have to defend himself.
Лапина просрал, получается, камень, да?
He was a super genius.
Вообще, если он шпион, то он, наверное, просто отдал его.
This is
Все верно, я его посылаю за камнем,
Renata told the
он
rat.
типа становится злым.
If only I had gone for the
И
Iblis
сам иду
stone.
к ней.
But now it's
И он
lost in
типа сам
enemy territory.
против своего
He
императора.
handed Lupino a map. It gives the
Ver-
bearer so much power. We can only hope the Emperor never
Там
finds it.
выбор был.
What was that? Said Lupino. I think someone's following us. I didn't hear anything. Rabbit ears. You go on ahead. I'll check it out. And with that, Lupino hopped off with the map. You never knew where the road would take you, thought Renato. Renato slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. She was curled up on her bed. He'd forgotten how beautiful she was, how sleek, how soft. He tapped her on the shoulder with his sword. She was made of smoke, and he noticed he had a very solid blade to his throat. Did you really think you could capture me? Heard a familiar voice. I just wanted to chat, said Renato. Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? He needs a sacrifice, someone who truly loves him, to make a bargain with the lost gods. That's a vicious lie. He wants to bring them back. That's crazy. Why would anyone... They could make him immortal. An eater of souls. And with that, her eyes widened. She understood. Renato told her how he had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred. How he had slept in a burnt village. At midnight, the Emperor's victims had come to him in his dreams to tell him of the hideous eldritch rituals they'd been sacrificed in. He could still see those kittens and puppies. Their wide, sad eyes, their moist noses. You can't prove that. I've got a witness at the observatory.
Ты шла типа в обсерваторию, нет? Ну, типа надо свидетель, опять же. А, ну тут сразу мне кидает, я не выбираю.
He couldn't tell her, not yet, why he was really here. He didn't want her to be anywhere near the fleet when her father blew himself and Lupino up. So he told her about how the Emperor's obscene rituals had raised ancient artifacts out of the land. How he'd followed the appalling trail of the hideous horrors His Majesty had perpetrated for the sake of his own immortality. Any of this ring a bell? He said. He told me it was all lies. You've always known when I was lying. I always hated that about you, said Renato. The rebellion had started after atrocities that the Empire hushed up. Renato had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred for one book. He had slept in a burnt village. Dead kittens and puppies had come to tell him what the Emperor had done to them. don't you think I'd know if my father started practicing black magic? Why? Would you join in? No! I'd destroy his books and I'd... Oh, God. Okay, you're not completely wrong. They've resurrected one of his victims. Well, I mean, look, it's not exactly alive, but it can talk. A true witness, she said. The platform used a hybrid propulsion system fueled by anti-gravity and wishful thinking. The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The Ravens had taken special care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared at the carnage. He didn't want me to hear the witness, did he? I guess not. What's your plan? She asked. So, Renato explained his brilliant gambit. Sending Lapino to get the Iblis Stone, become super powerful and corrupted, provoke the Emperor into using the core against him, thus blowing up both of them, and hopefully the fleet too. Let me visit your council, she said, shaken. I want to help. Could he really trust her? He'd done it. He'd made Zenobia see how evil her father really was. He wished she didn't feel this urge to join in the rebellion. After all, he'd taken care of the Emperor, right? Yeah, but she'd always been conscientious like that. She told him she had to go somewhere first. So Renato gave her the location of the secret base, and they agreed to meet in the ruins. He had a very good feeling about this. What had Zenobia gone off to do? What was more important than meeting the rebel council? Had he made a mistake, sending her to the ruins? No. He knew they could trust each other. He could trust her because she never broke her word. And she could trust him because she could see right through him. Well, she'd probably be there well before him. She at least didn't have to fight her way through rainstorms of ravens.
Look, it's not personal, but your mother wears army boots. On her ears,
As he came around the bend, there was Lupino, unconscious on the side of the path, and Renato could smell a familiar, sweet, smoky scent. Who? Zenobia. It had to be. She never used a combat spell when she could use drowsy gas. That meant she had the Iblis Stone. What would it do to her? She hated her father now. She'd kill him for sure. The council wouldn't mind if she killed the Emperor, but murdering her father would destroy her. He had to get to whatever ledge she was on and talk her down from it. These platforms were great. Renato wanted one for his house. Long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good. Everyone in the council chamber was dead. Zenobia stood shivering in the courtyard, drenched in blood. Why? He managed. They started arguing with me. I lost my temper and I wanted their blood. Well, not me. The stone did. Why did you take it from Lupino? I had a plan. You had a stupid plan, she said. I'm going to go kill my father now. No, you can't. You'll just take his place. You'll become worse than him. Get out of my way, or I'll kill you too. You won't kill me, he said. And I won't let you kill the Emperor. Enraged, she raised the sword. You hate him too? He could sense the Iblis Stone, yearning for his death. But she didn't strike. If you kill him, he'll destroy you. I know you. Shut up! She shouted, her sword trembling. I won't lose you again. Not for anything. Get away from me, he said, and he was very close. I can't lose you again. And he was in reach of her sword now. I hate him! I hate you too! I love you, he said for the very first time. And then she was weeping. He was holding her. The sword had dropped from her hand. He glanced at the Iblis Stone. It was no longer the black of the void. It looked like coal, No. It glowed, like a cinder. It was crackling, burning, crumbling into ashes. You've always loved me, haven't you? She said. She was weak. The stone had taken so much from her. Always, he said. She staggered as he helped her up. Let me take you away. Where? The island of Avalon. The sisters will heal you. He'll follow us. Then we need the Farfarer, the fastest ship in the Empire.
Все, Текил, я ее спас. Ты спасал ее?
Не,
Что значит нет? Любовь, морковь, нет?
The Empire had
Это
seized his
хэппи-энд.
ship.
Почти.
They have to take it back.
Не, вот это ты унылая. Я даже изи осиливаю.
так, ну, честно, если 4 этих открыто, то должно быть открыто.
Не, мне ключ не показывает, куда уже дальше. Мне только он 1 или 2 раза показал. Дальше я сам.
The portal was heavily guarded. It must go someplace they really didn't want him to go. Zenobia was in no shape to fight. But he'd never fought so well. He wasn't fighting for money or loot or a cause. He was fighting for her. For them. His sword danced, his feet flew, and the ravens
Короче, она со мной.
recoiled from his ferocity.
Она дерется за меня и за себя. Только я не вижу, что она дралась, в общем, ну да ладно.
Don't look
Ну, вообще
down,
она
he told
крутая,
himself.
поэтому как бы
Don't
как
look
союзник
down.
она должна прям шикарно быть.
Любовь зарешала.
Leonardo danced around the room yelling, oh yeah, that's how we do it. It was something he liked to do, but only after he killed all the witnesses. And there it was, his beautiful skycraft, the Farfarer. They would fare very far indeed, beyond the Empire, beyond the reach of the Empire, to the mystical island of Avalon. He didn't know exactly where it was, but he knew he could find it. And they would find peace there. Second star on the right, and straight on till morning, laughed Zenobia. And they laughed together for the first time in a long time. through his armor. Oh dear, that wasn't good.
Блядь, я взорвался нахуй. Сука. Я другой веткой иду, текил. Тут не туда иду, на тот корабль, который мы ходим вечно. А другой корабль.
Но я когда кошку закрывала, я тоже была не на том корабле. Потому что она... Кстати, не, по-моему, все равно все закончилось. Кстати, сама локация была без этого корабля.
Блять, опять я, сука, взрывался, эти взрывательные хуйни, блять. Понимаешь, они с удара взрываются, потому что у меня уже этот берсерк врубается. Но они, блядь, с удара 50% наносят. Надо поаккуратнее. То я в раш вхожу и все, и всех начинаю убивать. Они, сука, взрывают. Да ёбаный. Ну и мрази. Надо комбо не набивать. Наверное. Да, тут сложнее, текил сложнее, чем обычно. Сложнее из этих взрывчатых ублюдков. Не, ну так это жесть. Что-то плотно вообще, блядь. Это уже какая попытка? 10-я, блядь? Тыкл, ты бы точно такой замес не прошла. Слишком сложно. Ты посмотри на этих уродов. Тупо Unreal вообще, как его пройти на... Тут они свинью подложили в конце, это пиздец. Так и вот Unreal, вообще нереально Unreal. Ты вообще прошла этот корабль? Я не верю, что я прошла, не может. Ты меня никогда не убедишь, что его пройти можно. Если я уже раз 15 переиграл. Да ну, блядь, что ж ты туда прыгнешь, блядь? Прям, блядь, в огонь, нахуй. Тыкл, давай рассказывай. Как пройти это? Какие читы ты юзал? Типа можно было кристаллы сменить. Тайтл тут?
Тут что такое?
Как эту хуйню пройти, блядь?
Какую?
Я не могу убить мобов!
А что не так?
Угу, посмотри на видео. Я ж так крутой, мне все с одного удара падают. Взрывающий мне убил.
Как поворачивается, взрывается.
Как? Тут по 3 штуки.
Ты на корабле? Короче, перепрыгиваешь обратно на тот корабль, с которого ты прыгал, и притягиваешь их к себе по одному. Притягиваешь, отпрыгиваешь.
Я так и понял, что ты багом прошел.
Это не баг. Дико, ты найпер. Это нормальная механика.
Серьезно?
А что, притягивание это стандартная механика.
Бля, я думаю, как ты эту хуйню прошла.
Ну, на самом деле, я думаю, я ее и так бы со временем прошла, но не тебе.
Да, конечно, да. Поверь.
Так нет, я ходила, я, ну, раз 3 сдохла, потом я поняла, что можно так сделать. Что не так-то? У тебя получилось?
Ну, бля. Знаешь, я с одного удара всех убиваю. Это значит, что значит эти взрывающиеся с одного удара сдых. Что делаю? Взрываю.
А мне так с одного удара взорвали.
Вау, я ж супер быстрый, супер могу. Прикольно. Ладно. Ну я понял фишку, короче. Ну их так, если бы не было взрывающих, конечно, я всех... Для меня это единственная проблема.
You never get tired of doing that, thought Ronaldo.
Лол, так я их научился выкидывать. Слышишь? Я их просто выкидываю.
Это один из способов.
Как он меня убил, сука, блядь. Ну это чё, блядь, за бах нам? Тут мразь. Так вот, откуда ты такие баги знаешь, а? Откуда такой баг узнал?
Не баг, я просто их так убиваю.
Это баг такой.
Ну ты скажешь, что если глаза убивать, то это баг, блин.
Это баг.
Ты глаза как вырезаешь?
Нормально, без бага.
Ну ты их убиваешь или вырубаешь?
Да, я убиваю. Вырубать
а
можно
я
по комбу.
целиком вырубаю, а потом убиваю.
Ну,
А это же не баг. Чего ты взял, что использование механики это баг? Нормально это прохождение.
кстати, на этой лодочке даже нельзя бить. Только, ну, блинком. Это очевидный баг.
Don't be shy.
Ого.
But they did not go unnoticed.
Настоящий герой. Достижение.
Flagships lifted off, and the long lance of the Imperial flagship. Renato turned downwind to gain speed. The Raven ships could pursue, but they couldn't close. The far speaker croaked, "Return her and live!" "Go sacrifice yourself," yelled Renato. "Then you won't have her either." On the flagship, the Emperor was readying some arcane weapon. It couldn't be. It was the core. A devastating beam lanced out of the flagship. Renato zigzagged wildly to keep the Farfare out of it. Now the Raven scout ships were closing the distance, and the beam was getting closer too. Then came a blinding flash, and the air was searingly hot all around him. There was a thunderous, deafening roar. He could smell burnt oak and burnt feathers and burnt flesh. But when he could hear and see again, they were alive and unhurt. And they were alone in the sky. Zenobia embraced him. They had done it. Through luck and through love, they had won the war.
С помощью удачи и любви они выиграли.
"Avalon, here we come," he said as he held her arms wide at the prow of the boat and let her feel its speed. "Maybe the real Avalon is wherever we're together," she said. And so, after a bit of an argument, Renato and Zenobia went to one of the two Avalons. The one shrouded in mists, or the one in their hearts. But which one they went to, I'll never tell.
А, у меня 6 карт.
He'd done it. He'd forged his own
открыт.
destiny. Well, he hadn't actually done it. But he knew what he would do. Renato smiled at the book. He practically wanted to kiss it. The kid's sacrifice hadn't been in vain. He'd saved the book and saved the world. Renato owed him and his mother so much. Renato lowered the mainsail and let the Farfarer shoot forward in the breeze. Second star to the right, and straight on till morning. This time, he would win.
Сюжетку прошел.
Неплохо.